What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are working on the instrument cluster in the 2007 GMC 3500 HD classic body style. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an LED upgrade because I've got some dash lights here that are not doing so hot. As you can see, the gauge in the top right corner over there, your battery voltage, you can't hardly see. So it's got a bulb out, and they're just really not that great anyway. So we're going to be putting some blue LEDs in here, and all you have to do this is pop your cover off here. It just snaps in, so you just grab it with your fingers, pull it off, pull your truck down in low gear to do that so that you can get it off. Then you have 4 bolts, one on each corner. They're just little 7mm bolts. You take those loose, and then your instrument cluster will come out. And you can unplug the wire behind it. A little easier one hand. I bumped the flashers. Anyway, you see what's up. And then there's a wire behind it I got to get unplugged. I can't do it with the camera in my hand. Let me unplug that. I'll get the instrument cluster out. We'll take a look at it. Alright guys, got it unplugged. That was a little bit difficult. I had to push in. You see how that hook is over right there? It hooks in. So I was trying to push it down. It wouldn't come. I had to push in pretty hard to get that thing to unclip right there before it would pull out of the back of the instrument cluster. But anyway, got the cluster in my hand. We're going to go over here and set it down on a table and get to work. Okay, just got a little flat head here so that I can pop these little clips off. Remove cover like so. Anyway, I finally got it to pop loose there, and these two here are hard to get to. They snap down in the bottom right there. Hopefully you can see that. And we'll clean that up before we put it back on. But in the meantime, we want to look and see where our gauges are and put them all to the left. And we need to mark where those are so that we'll know before we pull them off. Alright, I have all the needles turned to the left to 0, and then some masking tape would be ideal. I don't have any. What I do have is some duct tape though. So I have black duct tape. I'm just going to put the black duct tape on there, turn the needle all the way to the left, and I have a silver streak marking pencil here. It does not want to write on that at all. But that's what I have, so that's what I'm using. Masking tape and a Sharpie would probably be much better. Alright, once you got all your gauges marked, you need to just pop the needles off there with something. I have this little pry bar here for doing removing trim, but you can use a spoon or a fork or something of that nature. And they'll pop right off like that after you made sure they're all the way to the left and you've marked them so you can get them back in the same spot. Okay, and there is our main board there with all the bulbs and stuff on it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm just going to start with the transmission gauge here. I'm just going to kind of snap it off like that right there. And one of those will be positive and one of those will be negative. I have no idea which one. So let's see if we can turn this over and tell. No, I don't think we'll be able to tell that way either. So that's no use to us. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that stuff's kind of dusty. I'll blow the dust out of this before I put it back together. Anyway, we have our LEDs right here we're going to use. Those are a 4.7 millimeter blue LED, and there is a positive and negative on these. They won't work if you install them backwards. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to clip these leads here shorter, and we're going to install this right in here, but obviously it'll be closer to the board there. And so I just got to figure out the positive and negative, and what I may do is go over here and hook it up and in the truck and see which way it is, because all I have to do that is go plug this up right here, and then I can just touch this to each one of these terminals and find out where my positive and negative is, and then solder each one one at a time. So let me go over here and do that, and that way I won't have to solder them in but once instead of twice. Or you can solder all of them in and see which ones you got right and which ones you did not, and all the ones that you did not, remove them and resolder them. So we could do it that way as well. I think it'll be easier to work with this this off of here, so we'll leave that off. Let's lay this directly down on the table, and snip this off here pretty short. Like that right there, and then we'll solder that to it. As long as it's shorter than that right there, you should be good. So that looks about the right height. What I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm going to cut me off a piece of solder so I don't have to hold this whole roll, for one. And then two, I'm going to put a dab of solder on the board itself, and then all I have to do is heat the solder up and hold the LED in my other hand, touch it to it, and it will adhere. So let's get the soldering iron warmed up there. I think I'm going to go ahead and hook this thing up while I'm waiting on the soldering iron. I'm going to take one of these LEDs that I have not cut the wire off of yet and just touch it to that, and it has a positive and negative on the back of this little LED here, and I'll be able to tell which way to solder this so I get it right the first time and don't have to redo it. So let me do that real quick. Alright, so it appears that the positive is on the lower side right there, or is on the bottom terminal. Negative is on the top on that particular bulb. I don't know if it'll be the same for all of these or if it's just that particular one right there. But what we want to do is we want to put a little solder on that right there, like that, and just build it up just a little bit. Like that. And then we'll take our LED and turn it to where the positive terminal is down at the bottom, and we'll come back and heat that solder that we just put on there up and insert that down in there like that right there. And then we'll do the same to the negative terminal right there, like that right there, and it's in there. That's all there is to it. And then we'll go back, or we'll go across and do all the rest of them there. Remove a couple there. We'll dab some solder on each one of those. Just like that. We'll go over here, connect it, and deal with the other LED there, and we'll see which way this goes by touching this to it with it connected to the truck. If it don't work, we'll flip it around that way, connect it to it, see if it works, get our polarity right. I'll come back and solder in a minute. Alright guys, I daubed my solder in the wrong spot on that last bulb right there. Wasn't paying attention. So anyway, I'll have to remove that solder off of there. I really don't have to. It's not really hurting anything on there. But anyway, clip these off here. I'm just kind of eyeballing the length of those. Getting kind of owie. That was warm. Anyway, we'll put a little bit more solder on the one that I put the solder on the wrong terminal there. We'll put solder on the right terminal this time. Look at that. There's another LED out of the package here. And all of these are not the same on the polarity. In other words, this one, the positive was on the bottom. This one was, but this one is on the right. So I'm just going to have to go across on each one of them and kind of do it as I go. It's not that big of a deal. Just got to pay attention to it. That's all. I have to turn the board around this way so we can get to that one. Anyway, I think you see the gist of it, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them, and I'll be right back with y'all. Alright guys, I got all the little LEDs soldered on, as you can see. All 9 of them. And I've went through every time and plugged it in to see if they work. So we're going to take it over here one last time after I soldered that last one and see if it works when I plug it up and make sure all of them come on. And then we will put it all back together. Alright guys, they all work. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of them. And you see how I just plugged that in right there. That's all you got to do is have the board in your hand. So we'll go ahead and put it back together and see what it looks like. Alright guys, I just took an air blower and kind of blowed this off a little bit, blowed this piece off. Nothing major, just drop it down in there. And I'm going to do kind of the same thing to this here. Snap it back together there, little spot on top of it. And now we'll put all our gauge needles back on and try to line up all of our marks. There yet. And they only turn to the left, or they bottom out to the left, so just kind of turn them and make sure that you got it kind of lined up with your mark there. A little bit too far there. All right. All right, all of them are set back to where they were, so that should be good enough. We'll pull our tape off. got our tape pulled off. I'm going to clean this off with a little bit of glass cleaner here. Just a light mist over there. Get the dust out of there as best I can. Alrighty. Go ahead and clean this face up right here, and then we'll be good to go. I'll look about where they were to start with. So we'll just snap this back on there. And hope they're all right. All right, let's go hook it up. All right, guys, got it all stuck back in there. Everything looked good except for the transmission temperature gauge, and it was off a little bit in comparison to my Edge CTS monitor here. And so I popped the face back off the gauge, or off the gauge's instrument panel there, and turned that needle up to the right a couple clicks, and got it lined up right there. You see it with 149. And it's pretty much dead on the 150 mark right there, and all the rest of them look correct in comparison with all of the info that my Edge monitor gives me. So I think that'll do the trick. I really like the way it looks right there. Dim them, see if they'll dim down. That's all the way dim, so they don't dim a whole lot. That's my interior light there coming on. You can't dim them all the way out, like black them all the way out, but I'm not one of those people drive with my dash lights out anyway. Some people do. My dad's one of those people. He'll turn them all the way down where you can't even see the speedometer. But I always leave mine all the way bright. Doesn't really bother me. But anyway, that's what it looks like. I really like the blue color so far. Nothing to the little project but to do it. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little video. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So click like and comment and subscribe to the channel for more like this. See you next time.